Hello? Oh, if you can hear me, I'll try dialing back. I can't hear anything.
Hello?
Oh, I can hear you. I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it's Skype always has these problems I've found. So, but once it settles out, we're fine. So, you can hear me.
Yep,
Oh,
absolutely.
oh, good, good, good. Oh,
Right,
dear.
lots to talk about. I've been trying to get a hold of you for a few weeks now,
Mm,
and originally subject matter was to get you involved in these management meetings that are coming up on the 15th of September and the 6th of October.
mm.
One in Manchester, which is the one I wanted you to attend. Um, and since my initial attempt to contact you, all this other stuff has come out of the works, as it were.
That's right.
Some of
Yeah.
So I thought, well, okay, you seem to be quite active with regards to a few people. So I thought, well, I know who you are. You and I have met. We've talked before. So let's see if we can actually find out what the issues are that seem to have created all this. Well, the only word is complete shit.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. To be honest with you, I feel that you are being set up. I feel that you're being set up for a massive fall. I have been trying to protect you and keep your name out of the issues, but your name's starting to creep in, and people have joined you up with Brian. The issue is very clear. You are chairman of the British Constitution Group, and by you being chairman, that appointment has basically put you as a formal director, the highest company officer within the company of Brit Constitution Limited. As you are bankrupt, this places you in an extremely untenable position, and I don't think that you are fully mindful of what is going on. I have only just really woken up to this myself, and it is through actually the final straw, to be honest with me, was attempting to get you out of prison. And when I actually saw exactly what was going on, you know, to be honest with you, um, it really, really sits in your interest to distance yourself from Brian, and that's your choice. But Brian is in deeper than what he makes out. Way deeper. Whether he has done deep investigations and got co-opted or whatever, something has gone on, because he is not the same man that I met back in 2010. He is not. No two ways about it. Brian Gerrish, his whole attitude and approach to all of this is
Was wrong.
very, very worrying. Very
Yeah.
worrying. In fact, I'm seriously worried for his mental health. And that's really funny, because that's exactly what he said to me. Now,
Well, Chris, this is, you see, again, this is an unnecessary conversation between both of you because you're both intelligent guys, and I have said to Brian, I don't think he has handled this Holly stuff as well as he should have done. Now that caused a little
can
bit
I
of
stop you a
conflict.
second? Right.
Yeah, go on.
I've got video footage of the
Yeah,
police illegally and unlawfully, and have proved it in court, removing my child. I've just stuck it back up
yes,
on the internet, and
I
all
saw it.
now the thing is, back in December time, I was in deep conversations with Malcolm Massey, and Malcolm Massey actually wrote an article to actually go in the column about all this, and
Yeah,
he actually took copies of the fake court orders that have been produced by Leeds City Council, and
yeah,
he was flabbergasted by the whole situation. I mean, it's obviously, since you tried to help me that time, things have expanded since. Now, when I see that the UK column is quite prepared to print unsubstantiated rubbish with the Holly Gregg situation, but
yeah,
yet myself can come along with substantiated allegations and
yeah.
back that up to a point where I am willing to go to prison over it, then serious questions have to be asked. Because when I then am helping,
let me answer those, because this is an important part of where, you know, the reality gets created into something quite different. I'll tell you the problem with the UK column. Right.
Let me stop you 1 second though. What I will say is it's not just me. I'm just highlighting something that I can demonstrate. But sorry, go on.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, obviously, the UK column. What happens with the UK column is they are so overloaded that they are not dealing with things as well as they could do if they had more help. I've been down there. I've spent a week down there, and it's just impossible to do a lot of things. That's the first thing. Secondly, I'm absolutely certain that there is no problem with doing your story. It's just that there were things that were happening that were being overflowed, that their commitment. So you know,
I can't buy that. I'll tell you why I can't buy that. Because this has been going on for a couple of years, Roger. And to be honest with you, it's not just like, we're not just talking about December of last year. We're talking, this has been ongoing, and I've been filled full of excuses to the brim. Like, for instance, deadlines have not been met. One of the things is that I will make you aware of is there's a direct connection of common purpose to Brian Gerrish, and that's fact. I have approached a young lady who I was staying with earlier this year. I went to stay with Eleanor Wilson in London. I stayed for a brief period of time in December, and then it was floated, or perhaps you need a break, come and chill out with us and all that sort of thing. Eleanor Wilson is a common purpose graduate, it turns out, and I have put this to her and stated that any silence on the matter is acquiescence of what I am saying, and given her the opportunity to rebut it, and she's actually listed on the Common Purpose Expo's website. Now, this all links in.
Can I just ask, is that, I think I know who you mean.
Yeah, she comes across
Butterwood
and melting.
She's the partner of Michael Stone.
Michael Upstone.
Oh.
Yeah, Mike.
Okay, I know who you mean, because I've actually had meetings with them as well.
Yes, and now I went to stay with these people.
That doesn't make me common purpose, of course.
No. Well, I mean, people could say the same about me staying with them. This is the whole point, and this is why I'm just priming you on it, because you know, the whole point is Mike Upstone has been. He claims he was in the army as an officer, and do you know, you sort of ask these questions as you sort of spending plenty of time with people casually. Oh, how did you leave the army? And then he came out with the old broken leg story, and I thought, yeah, right. And so I said, well, which part of the army were you in? He was in the officer. He was in the officers thing, and he was trained at Sandhurst, by all accounts, from his own words. And then I looked deeper at the organisation he's been involved with, and that's Humanitad. And Humanitad are currently trying to raise money to build a monument at the minute, and that monument is a pyramid. So then you start scratching deeper, and it all sort of links. I won't really go into it all because I don't want to bore you, and I want to stay focused and not digress too much.
Well, no, because I know a lot of the details already, and it's interesting just comparing notes, because I knew about the pyramid, I knew about Humanitarian, I knew about Sanders, I knew about Eleanor Wilson. So everything you're saying is lies there, because I spent about 4 hours with them and was able to sort of get a little bit of information. And let me just say this, Chris. I mean, you do what I do, which is you talk to people and treat them as you should, just as
individuals, because you get good and bad in everything. So you have to approach it that way.
Eleanor was a bit of a strange box as far as I was concerned, and I don't know how you make the link with Brian and Eleanor.
Well, Brian made the link, would you believe? When he's sending me text messages, as he was last week, he actually made the connection. And what I will say is he's placed himself in a position where, to be honest with you, no matter what anybody says to me, and that includes yourself, I cannot be convinced that Brian Gerrish is operating with anything but an ulterior motive, because I've seen too much, and I've seen a pattern of his behaviour. Now, the only way that I can reverse that position, in my mind, is if the man addresses the points and totally reverses his position and renounces any connection to the club. I'll just call it the club now, and if you speak to him, he'll know exactly what you are saying, even though it might not mean anything to you at this stage. And that's all I'll say on that. But
can I just clarify? Do you mean the Con Club?
The what? Sorry.
Club? What club?
Well, this is the thing. There's an actual physical place that is a club, and rituals go on there. Because I've been there when the rituals have been going on there, and
in where?
In the club. Brian knows. Brian knows.
What, in Leeds?
No. Brian knows. Just tell him, that it's the club that his London team operate. Because that's how he told me. He told me it was his London team. Right. You see, this is where it gets interesting now, doesn't it? Because honestly, Roger, you've been set up, man. Honestly, you are, and you need.
Okay, I mean, I would suggest that if there's information that you're imparting here that is true, and it turns out to be not what I think it is, then fine, and that's the way of the world.